Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to introduce you to the Adventure Sworn Explorer, one of the best bushcraft knives I have ever used. This is in CPM 3V, which I love what Adventure Sworn does with engraving the steel in. The USA's were made in the USA, and then they have their Adventure Sworn engraving on the spine. Some knives also have an Adventure Sworn logo, I believe, on this side of the blade. Now what we're looking at here is the Explorer, which is about 4.5 inches, I believe, if not 4 3/4, with paper micarta handles and red canvas micarta liners. It is a Coke bottle handle. Very nice, very nicely contoured. I've added a lanyard with a copper bead, since I'm a sucker for copper. It has 2 stainless steel bolts, along with a stainless steel lanyard tube. Now, what makes this blade so amazing is a couple things. First is the grind. It is a near Scandi grind. I don't know if it's Scandi or Scandi Vex. It looks like it has a very, very, very slight convex edge on it, but it could be a 0 Scandi. It is a very well done Scandi. This section of the blade right here is great for planing out boards, like hearth boards for bow drills or any flat surfaces, really. This part up here is great for getting in and doing those fine carvings, maybe in notches or whatever else you might be using or might be making. The blade is a very slight drop point, not by much, but very slight drop point. This curve up here also really helps with like little crafting chops and whatnot. I think it's such a perfect blade sweep. Sorry, there are a lot of bugs out here today. So enough blabbing about this knife. Let's get on with the testing. Just so you guys know, I will not be going light on this knife. This is the baton that I made that I'll be batoning this knife with. So I'm gonna make some feathers out of this nice piece of poplar here. So I will take the cover off. Let's do this. Alright. Feathers. This thing is awesome. You can do the nice, really fine feathers. What I really love about this knife is the planing ability. How you can get nice, big, wide curls because of that huge flat spot on the blade. You can really plane out a surface if you need to, just like that. I can make a nice sharp edge there, and then work more feathers down. But then I can also go and do really, really fine feathers. Have a lot of control over this knife. You know. Where I can do thick to thin. Or just a lot of varied stuff where I can start up here at the tip. And I can get a little bit more of a slice in. A few more curls than I would normally get. This is going to break off. But there's a knot that I keep hitting. Just the way this blade works and this handle works together. This handle's awesome because it's Coke bottle, and I can sit at the back of this Coke bottle handle and not have to be super close, and it just feels like second nature. Or I can choke up. You know, something like that. That's awesome. It's amazing that I can do with this. And this will light. This will grab a spark off a fire steel. And I have a big pile down here too of feathers that have fallen off. So one thing you can do with this knife, and the reason I have the lanyard on it, is I'll hook my pinky in there. This way I have a grip at the end of the knife, and I can do some crafting chops if this was a piece of wood that I would want to, I don't know, do crafting chops on or cut off. And I can come in here, and I can just flick my wrist and break through. These are the curls from the Adventure Sworn. I'm gonna get in here. There we go. Fire! I need this little piece of wood. Alright. So I'm going to try to knock out a quick little pot notch. Just to show you the notching ability, I'm going to use a little bit of a baton to help me out. I guess I'll start by taking off some of this bark. You know, it's very, very slicey. I'll try to keep this in camera. Like that, you know. It's a little bit awkward because I'm trying to keep it on camera. Alright, let's say I'm going to use that. This is green hard maple. Nice deep cut. This sweep at the front really, really helps with these chores. And you can see this is already popping out. There, I already have that piece popped out. So, plant this in here. And I will work my way down. This just really, really bites deep. clamp this in here. Twist that to pop that out. Get in there. Pop that out. Tighten this up. It's a nice deep pot notch. Rock in there. Clean that crud out. Get in there. You know, and as most of you probably know, that that CPM 3V is an excellent blade steel. This is going to hold its edge forever, and it's going to be harder to sharpen, but I don't mind that. What I'll do is, to maintain it, I'll strop it on diamond strop, or on a leather strop loaded with diamond compound. That'll pretty much maintain it for a while. And then the way that I sharpen is I use not diamond stones. I use Japanese water stones, more of the harder ceramic variety that will cut CPM 3V. The other ones that use like aluminum abrasives don't cut 3V nearly as well. It won't really cut the vanadium carbides in it. But anyway, nevertheless, I have a decent pot notch for a few seconds of working on it. Just phenomenal knife. I really don't have any hot spots in it. It feels good up here. It feels good back here. It feels good in the, if I can get my pinky in there, in the additional rear position. And the way that that would work is, on this one, if I wanted to, I don't know, I have this kind of messed up end here, so maybe I want to clean that up a bit. I can come in here and I can this would be good for crafting notches, or crafting chops, crafting chops. And now I'm on my way to making maybe another part of the pot hook hanger. Obviously this piece and this end would not be on the same piece. This is just for demonstration purposes. But you know, you could get in here. This is all split out, so it's not kind of pointless, but you can get in here and you can really just go to town. And I have no worries about this chipping out or the edge rolling. I'll look at it now. There's nothing there. It kind of I see something that might look like a very, very fine microchip, but it must be something stuck on the blade, because when I run my thumbnail along it, I don't feel anything. But anyway, even if there was a little bit of microchipping or a little bit of edge roll, the strop work would just clean it up. Let's look at the 90-degree spine for a second. It's not as sharp as something like an LT Wright. Let's see if I can do. You know, I can still scrape bark with it. But with how slicey this knife is, I would just prefer to, you know, slice it off. Plus it's 3V, like, it's gonna hold its edge. But let's get, let's say we need to make Maya dust for a fire. I'm gonna grab a piece of fat wood. Alright, I have a decent chunk of fat wood here that I found. So let's say we need to start a fire. I want some Maya dust. I can come in here, and this is going to shave just fine, like that, or this way. So yeah, I'm gonna get, you know, a ton of those shavings. It's not like an LT where the spine is so sharp it could hurt your thumb. I've had that before on an LT. Where's my stick? Especially when you're doing things like coming in here and you're gonna do like maybe a 7-notch or something, and you have to do a thumb assist. Don't get me wrong, I love LT. LT makes amazing knives, but sometimes they just bite into your thumb just a little too much. So, but this sweep right up here makes a really good rocking motion to cut into the wood. You know, even through all of those layers that I just cut down. Honestly, there really is nothing this knife can't do. For bushcraft tasks, obviously you're not going to cut down a tree with it, but for a general purpose bushcraft knife, it's a little bit larger than I normally go for, but it's a great knife. It's phenomenal. The only one that might edge this out a little bit is their Adventure Sworn Guide. I've yet to try that knife in a Scandi grind, but I just really like the overall shape and feel of that knife a little bit more than this one. Other than that, I have LTs. I love my LT rights, but there's just something about this that's better. Now, they don't always have these online. They will have them periodically. This was a pre-order version, so if they do have them, they probably won't offer them in these handle scales again. What they will have is other options for you. They have a few other models which I would have no doubt in my mind would perform just as well. Their sweeps are just a little bit different. They don't have the same sweep. Some of them are much more spear pointed, so you might, you know, lose a little bit of functionality here, but they're kind of shaped like the LT Wright GNS. So the GNS is a phenomenal knife too, but they're amazing. So head on over to Adventure Sworn, see what they have. If they don't have what you're looking for, wait. Sign up for their newsletter, because every few weeks they announce more knives added to their site. Some of them are pre-order, some of them are available for immediate purchase. They also offer the ability to purchase a sheath with the knife. I did not go that route for this knife. I am having a custom one made for this. Alright guys, there we have it. You've seen the few tests that I put the blade through. It is performed flawlessly. The edge is still just as sharp as when I first used it. I will post a video on what I do about edge maintenance. Edge maintenance as in between sharpenings. Overall, phenomenal knife, great layout, great handle, super comfortable, no hot spots. Really nothing I can complain about. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Please make sure to click like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.